The Trump administration has dissolved a working group that issued a controversial report sowing doubt in the severity of climate change. Climate scientists are declaring the dissolution a victory. The report by the group of 5 well-known climate contrarians even portrayed climate change as a potentially beneficial change. The group's end can be traced to a lawsuit by the Environmental Defense Fund and the Union of Concerned Scientists. It alleges the group's formation violated the Federal Advisory Committee Act.
A new environmental study further investigated the link between pollution from fossil fuel companies and heat waves. The study dug deep into more than 200 heat waves that took place worldwide between the year 2000 and 2023. Researchers say the events became more likely and severe during that time, in large part due to the burning of fossil fuels. The bottom line from scientists: major oil companies and countries known for producing fossil fuels were key contributors in the pollution that caused those heat waves. And speaking of heat waves, we're kind of seeing a little bit of one here.
Yeah, we saw a lot of heat over the summer. We got a break of that, and it is going to make a return as we head through the rest of the week. We already started warming things up, so that will continue. Saturday's looking to be the warmest day heading into the weekend, but overall pretty dry conditions, only a few real chances of rain, pretty slight chances. Areas to the south are looking at some drought-like conditions, so we're looking at pretty normal conditions as we head through the next week or so in terms of rain. So lots of sunshine though over the next week, so it'll be nice.
It is getting a little dry out there. It'd be nice to get a little bit of rain,
yeah,
but it's nice for those outdoor plans.
We'll be right back.